Hey friends, it's me, Carbundance. Welcome back to another food diary of 365 in this year. 1 year ago, I had this coffee latte, with quite not a lot of milk, but it was milk, like plant milk, which used to freak me out just enough already. Unfortunately, it was still weighed. And I want to respond to a comment that I got by Sarah75 on my German channel while you are watching my breakfast that I had. She asks if it's really true that I don't do any unnecessary movement anymore, as I said in the exercise video. And yes, it totally is true. The thing is, I am at a point where I can go for a walk with David together, like at the end of the day, but I used to be like, well, I have to do it in the morning and it has to happen sometime in the day, if not in the morning. And it really doesn't matter for me anymore where if it just doesn't happen. If there's, it's just, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And it's really no big deal. That's how you know if you are kind of dependent on it or not, or if it's eating disorder driven or not. She said 1 year ago in a live stream that I made with David, I said that I don't do proper exercise to burn calories, but like a mixture of walking and weight training at home because I love movement and fresh air. And that made her have a bad conscience because her eating disorder said, yes, you should do that as well. That's what she writes. But yeah, according to Tabitha Farrar and according to what I have also said in the exercise video, she should not be doing this right now. And yes, I stand by that. You have to be rewiring that shit, let's say. I had to let go of my love. Like, I had to just put it on the side, my love for nature. I've always been a nature girl, always will. I love being outdoors. It's really in my blood, I'd say. And that is also what I use as an excuse 1 year ago that I continued it. But I had to have a phase, especially in extreme hunger, where I was not doing that. Because I believe as long as you... Okay, we're going to continue this later. This is the dessert. I had like a snack that I had, a processed food, super fear food for me. With persimmon. I don't know, it feels like I just wasn't ready to just have the dessert. But also at the same time, I really just love persimmon. It's one of my favorite fruits. And I really celebrated this one because desserts, this is a coconut vegan dessert and it's just, with sugar and like desserts, they just always freak me out. So that was a big recovery win for me, especially the combination with the persimmon. But at the same time also, I was quite afraid of just having the dessert because I was afraid that it wouldn't fill me up. Okay, so that is the usual ice cream soup lunch that I had there with over toasted, or let's say burnt, but not on purpose, soy flakes and nuts. Okay, as long as you're watching, I'm going to continue. I had to have a phase where I was completely detaching from like how much I eat from how many calories I burn, which is the ultimate where you have to go to. Okay, you see the dinner. This is the mushroom and pasta, like with a sunflower and avocado dip and some greens. It's super yummy. This was, my eating disorder always told me I don't love pasta enough, so the calories are not justified. They are not worth it. Oh boy, was I wrong. I actually at that time found out that I love pasta. And this is something I challenged here and really much celebrated. At the same time, guys, it's a little bit sad. I had weighed that pasta, yeah. It's really so sad, but still it was a step. Just a kind of reminder for you that this is not real recovery. It has not been real recovery, just quasi recovery. And it's not freedom, right? Freedom is when you are free of the scale, the food scale and the body weight scale. And so this was a recovery win, but at the same time on eating disorders terms, like, okay, we will eat fear foods as long as we're kind of still keeping some of the control, still kind of know how much it is, and that's just bullshitting yourself, and that is where you have to come out of for real recovery. So let's get to what I ate a week ago. This was a kind of Snickers oatmeal, not to replace a Snickers, mind you. I just love the muffin kind of consistency it has. I also put sugar in there, the sugarcane sugar, and tons of cacao and tons of dates, and also real chocolate in there. You also see the coffee with milk here. We use the soy oat milk, and I just love it. It's like a mug cake. I also put some of my supplements like vitamin D on top, just enough to get through the winter, because in the past we used to have too low vitamin D. This was a snack, and yeah, on bread, one of my favorite breads. This is half of an avocado, and just I cannot tell you how in love I have gotten with avocado. It's just the star of the plate when I use it. It's just great. I also had some of the lettuce that we cut together the couple of days before as well. And I just crave it so much right now. I think honestly my body is trying to make up for the lack of avocado that I used to have the past years, even though I was a vegan, and I was too high carb for that. This is me thumbnailing for the video. And I used to spread the avocado so thin. Now it's thick. Some sriracha. And salt, of course. So while you're watching the time lapse, that was kind of, I had the right and the wrong motivation behind still enjoying being in the nature and going for a walk, which is a problem. I think we just, as long as there's even the tiniest bit of wrong motivation, which is the eating disorder motivation behind it, we have to take some time to totally not do it. And now I am at a point where I can do it again, and that is so great. But it's like, when I go for a hike with friends or so, I'm just more hungry as well. It's like the body totally balances it out, and I totally eat the most calorie dense foods anyway already, but then I just really, pack it in, and it doesn't make a difference if I move or not. It really kind of doesn't make a difference. And the key point is that if I don't go outside, it's no problem for me at all. I also think that for human health, it really is enough, like for the whole life, to also just be in nature. We do not have to break into sweat and stuff in order to be healthy. But you cannot be balanced right away. You have to just completely not do it for a while until that compulsiveness is gone. I want to say about the toppings here. I used to be so afraid of just putting toppings on top because I always thought, they are unnecessary. This is popcorn and peanuts, and it's just so great. It's one of my favorite ways to eat banana ice cream. I used to have to weigh my toppings and, if any, and I could not have like high fat toppings. It's like, I'm so glad I can just sprinkle the toppings on top, just as my heart desires. Yeah, really love that. So this was a milk porridge, like, yeah, with raw milk that I got from, how do you say, a milkery? From the hometown where we were on the weekend. And yeah, it's with that raw milk. I always wanted to try it. And I put cinnamon on top. There's tons of dates and also sugar in there. And it's just faster than, rice pudding, because you have to cook it on the stove and stuff. And this is just 5 minutes soaking. I was really happy, as you could see. And yeah, I'm just really a rice pudding kind of girl. It really was only lacking applesauce, but we did not have that anymore. So, and I didn't want to put normal apple on it because applesauce is just next level. It's a different consistency. So to finally, to finalize my response to the comment, it's like, yes, 1 year ago, I was actually still kidding myself because, yeah, I was trying to justify my actions, my eating disorder actions, because there was also the right motivation behind it. But yeah, that was how, the point where I was there. You see here cheese, white rice, basmati rice and broccoli, and a tahini sauce with vinegar, lots of tahini, and there's also bacon on the side. And then I also sprinkled Tabasco, sriracha on that. And when you put the cheese, when you put the plate in the microwave, the cheese melts, as you can see. That was just a whole discovery for me. So what are you challenging today? Send it to me via Instagram, and I see you next video. Bye.